Thank you for joining me in this quick tutorial on how to be a rapper or a singer. Now, this is just a quick overview, and I'll go over some points real quick so that you can understand how you can be a successful rapper or singer. And there are just some basic steps, and hopefully they'll help you out, especially if you're just starting out, if you're a beginner. I'm pretty sure that there are some things that will help you. However, if you have some experience and you're struggling to find your way in the industry, there might be some tips in this quick tutorial that may help you as well. So let's go ahead and start. And this is what we're going to go over. We're going to go over real quick working on your craft, how to work with the right people. Okay, what is the production process typically? What is artwork, the artwork that you're going to need for your music, to promote your music. We're going to talk about distribution possibilities that you have. We will talk about promotion and networking. And then finally, we're going to talk about your money. Okay. So how to work on your craft? Well, first of all, what makes up your craft, right? Your lyrics and your flow. Okay. And your flow is part of your presentation. And also, what you have to work on when you work on your craft is your psychology as well. So, when you're working on your lyrics, you're working on what's the best way to put your words together. Some people, for example, may need some help expanding their vocabulary. So you might need a rhyme book, a dictionary, a thesaurus, an encyclopedia. All of those type of things. Just doing more research on the internet will help you get better lyrics. Your flow. Now, that's something that I think comes a little bit more naturally. And of course, you have to be born with the talent, in my opinion. But regardless, you have to work on your flow. And so, you can find tons of videos going over different rappers' flows. If you're not 100% clear on what the flow is, there are many different types of cadences. Now, there are people that think that rappers like Eminem, his cadence is always being studied. Some people think that he plans out every single cadence. Well, I think that he plans out a lot of his cadences, but I don't think that everything is planned out. You see, there are just some things that simply come out naturally, and your flow is going to be one of those things that will improve over time along with your lyrics. But you have to have, along with your lyrics, a flow that is modern, that is up to date, and with everything, whether it's your lyrics or your music, you have to consider what is the present, okay, what was the past, and you may combine those two things in order to create something new for the future. Okay, so you always want to give them a little bit of today, a little bit of the past, but then also a little bit of the future. So that's the combination that usually works out for most people. Now, a lot of times when people's lyrics and flows are way too in the past, they don't work. Sometimes they're way too in the future, okay? And that's a really risky thing. and then some people are just trying to do what's hot today. Okay. So in my opinion, I think you should have a combination of the three, and that's what I see from most successful rappers. Now, your presentation goes along with, how you flow and all of that, but it also has to do with how you dress and how you present yourself and your psychology. So all of these things you have to work on before you show it to anybody, before you even, perhaps even show it to your friends. You have to work on your lyrics, you have to work on your flow, you have to work on your presentation. And then one of the most important parts is working on your psychology, because you have to be confident in what you're doing. You have to believe in yourself when perhaps nobody else is believing in you. You still have to maintain that confidence. You have to maintain that energy. So your psychology is going to be a big part of what determines you as far as maintaining the same path and not giving up and always striving for more. So whatever you have in your mind, whatever your self-beliefs are, they're going to influence you greatly. So there are also many times where some rappers, their psychology, their self-belief, their self-confidence is so big, it goes far and beyond their lyrics and their flows, in my opinion. But they believe in themselves so much that other people believe in them too, regardless of if someone else might have better lyrics, better flows, better presentation. Okay, it just, your psychology that you have, the belief in yourself, is a major part of your success as well, along with everything else. So once you have that, then you have to consider who you're working with, and you have to work with the right people. Okay, and you have to seek your inspirations. So by seeking your inspirations, what I mean by that is work with people who inspire you. Okay, if you have friends that they motivate you when you're around them, if producers that motivate you when you're around them, or whatever it is, those are probably the people that you want to work with first, because inspiration in music is a very big deal. You have to be inspired, you have to feel it, because simply it's very difficult to lie, to deceive people in front of the microphone. If you're not feeling the music, people likely won't feel the music. All right, so first you got to feel the music, you have to be inspired, you have to be motivated, so other people can be motivated with you. All right, so, but that's not the only thing, right? Let's say if somebody motivates you when you're around them, are they working with you? Are they helping you move along? Because they have to motivate you, they have to inspire you. Now, if you're the type of person that you can inspire yourself, that's even better. That's great. But I think that even myself, I like to work by myself a lot as well. But once in a while, I just got to get around those people that motivate me to keep going. Everybody knows who those type of people are in your own life. So if you have a lyric team, if you have people working with you for your lyrics, with your lyrics, and so forth, make sure that they're providing you with quality material and not just helping you feel good in the moment. Okay, you need quality material that, yes, you're gonna have fun in the moment while you're making the music, but the quality material has to reach other people as well. Okay, so the lyrics are a big part of that as far as how to reach other people. When you have the right lyrics, people can relate to the lyrics, uh, and then through the music, then you will touch people. So you have to work with the right production team as well. Okay, uh, so you have your lyrics and your team of people that help you write your lyrics, but you also need your people to help you in the studio. Okay, if you find one person that will help you do all of these things, great. Okay, uh, however, a lot of people, they use three, four, five, six different people to help them get all of this accomplished. All right. If you write your own lyrics, great. Uh, Now, when you're working with a production team, obviously you have to feel the beat. Okay, you have to like the beat and all of that. That's no secret. Um, and they record you. Now, one thing that you're gonna have to learn is how to record appropriately. In other words, you're gonna have to get used to how to perform in front of the microphone, how to have the right attitude in front of the microphone. You have to practice your confidence. You have to practice your persona in front of the microphone so that it will come across in your music. And having the right team around you will help you do that. If you're falling off, if you're sounding boring, then you need people to tell you, hey, you're sounding boring, give it some more energy. If you're giving too much energy, you need people telling you, hey, bring it down a notch, take it easy, whatever. So having a team that you trust is very important. As far as the quality of the production that you're getting done, and also, as far as having fun with them. So I'm going to give you guys a major tip that a lot of people don't know about. And it's that basically you can use nowadays in 2018 and forward, you can use almost anybody to make a beat for you. Okay, if you like their style of beats. And you can record almost anywhere as long as it's a good interface, a good microphone, etc. And then you can have the beat and the vocals mixed in a professional studio. So that's one way where you can save a lot of money. Okay, is you might be able to start working in a production studio just to lay down some vocals, record, and as long as you have that done right and appropriately, then you can send it off to be mixed. Okay. Now you have to understand that everybody does not mix the same. Okay, just like all the beats are different, right? The mixing is different as well. Okay, so you have to find someone whose mix you really like. And so one tip that I have for you is, for example, when you find someone's mix who you like, go ahead and compare it to, let's say, songs from your favorite artist whose songs are mixed professionally, and see how they kind of line up. Okay, if they sound similar qualities, then you know that you would be close to getting something like that. So also, after your mixing is done, there's another process besides the mixing that's called mastering. Now, what most people do when they're mixing is that they include the what's called the pre-master, okay, which basically means that they just bring the volume up, make it sound loud for you. They might apply a little bit of EQ or something to enhance the sound, but and usually that's okay for a lot of people. That works for most people. Okay, when you're ready to go big time, when you're ready to release a big production, then you may want to actually get your project mixed in one place and then mastered in another place, because mastering engineers specifically only focus on that, and that's their specialty, and they'll bring it up to another level where usually the mixing engineer can't get it to that level, because mastering engineers simply have specific equipment, specialized equipment for mastering, and you have to pay a lot of money for that equipment, and it's not able to be easily duplicated digitally just inside of Pro Tools or any program. So once you have that lined up as far as your production goes, you finally, you recorded your song, you got it mixed and pre-mastered. You're gonna need an artwork for the song. So you need an artwork for each and every single song that you're going to release. So if you make art yourself, if you make artwork yourself, that's great. Or find somebody that does it. But remember that your artwork represents your song. So you need something that looks great to represent your song. Because when people see your artwork online, that's the only thing they see before they listen to your song. So a lot of times people listen to songs or check out the song just because the artwork looks interesting to them. So make sure your artwork game is up to par as well. Okay, and something else that you can consider besides just having a picture, which is usually 1400 by 1400 pixels. Okay, it's just a square image where you can use that image to upload to SoundCloud, or you can use the image as for the YouTube video. Okay, something else besides the artwork that you should consider is also a lyric video. Okay, so right now lots of artists are making lyric videos because they're so much cheaper to make than a music video, for example, and they're still extremely effective. It's very effective. It's a very effective form of promotion to make a lyric video, especially if it looks good. Okay. If you have the ability to go ahead and make a music video, that's even better. Now, making a music video, right, can also get complicated because you want to have the right quality of the music video so that you're able to promote your music. All right. If your music video is not that good, then your music might just not, connect with people as much. All right. So if you're able to make a website for yourself as an artist as well, definitely go for that, because that's going to be a good promotion tool for you to use. Now, after you have that done, then you have to consider distributing your music. How are you going to distribute your music? Okay. There's all sorts of ways. Most people just upload it to SoundCloud. The first thing they do is they upload it to SoundCloud. Okay. Then upload it to YouTube. Okay. There are so many different options. You can search online for them. All right. And for example, I have a lot of the clients that recorded with me, they use Bandcamp as well. And so you have to find the right channels for yourself. Now, the deal with distributing your music is as well, how you distribute it would depend also on whether if the instrumental that you are using is exclusively yours, or if it's a leased beat, or if it's just a beat that you downloaded from YouTube for free. You may run into some issues if you try to upload that song to certain distribution channels, such as CD Baby or TuneCore, or release it through Reverb Nation or whatever it is. If they have a content aware system, which, for example, CD Baby, TuneCore does, YouTube does, and the music was previously already copywritten, then they can strike you. Okay, it happens on SoundCloud as well. All right. If you just downloaded the beat for free and you didn't pay for the leasing rights, and the person who made the beat finds out, he has or she has the ability to put a copyright strike against your music. Okay, so that's one of the things that you have to be really careful with. So if you're going to get beats from YouTube, the best way would be to go ahead and at least lease the MP3, and the cheapest option. What I recommend is getting an unlimited lease if you could. Now, if you get the exclusive, it's even better. Okay, but remember that you have to keep your licenses. Whenever you pay for a beat, whether it's leased or exclusive, you have to get the license agreement, and which is automatically, it's usually provided to you, but you have to keep it organized. You have to keep them in a folder somewhere where you can find them, because if you ever run into any issues as far as copyright claims, then that's your defense. Your defense against the copyright claim is actually that license agreement. So for example, if you submit a song to CD Baby and they give you a copyright claim, let you know that, hey, this song belongs to somebody else, but you bought the exclusive rights to it, you'll write them a message back and say, hey, here's my license agreement for this track, so for this music, so they can't take it down. There are many different avenues, such as Bandcamp. See which one is right for you. Okay. Something else that you have to also consider is like doing crowdfunding. Okay, those are also sources of distribution and support. We're going to talk about how to promote your single or your mixtape a little bit. And there's usually two types of promotions, right? There's paid promotions and there are free promotions. Okay. And once you start doing some research, you'll figure it out. Which promotions you'll have to pay for, which ones are free. you just have to be careful that you don't get scammed on a website that you don't recognize. Be careful with websites that aren't too popular or whatever. Or on the other hand, you might be able to, take advantage of those websites if you know that they're reputable. For example, if there's a website that is not as popular as DatPiff or WorldStar, let's say they get half the traffic, okay, as DatPiff or WorldStar or one of those sites, and their prices for promotion are 25% cheaper than DatPiff and WorldStar. Well, you would actually be getting more, like they say, more bang for your buck, right? You'll be getting more value for the money that you're investing in. You'll be reaching enough people. As long as you reach more people, it doesn't matter. Just try to make sure that you are promoting to your audience. Okay, so if you're a rapper and you're promoting on an EDM site, but your music doesn't really have that much EDM, then you might be spending your money in the wrong place, because the people going to that website are looking for EDM, for example. Okay, so other sources to consider to pay for promotion. A lot of people don't know, but you can pay Facebook, you can pay YouTube, you can pay Instagram to promote your music. Okay. Also, you can pay websites like radioairplay.com, where they will play your music on internet radio stations and let people, link it to your page so that they can follow you. Okay, so free promotion is something that you have to work on right along with paid promotion. All right, so just as much as you pay for promo, you have to work on free promo too. They both work hand in hand. So what is free promotion? Free promotion is making videos. Okay, just like I'm doing right now. This doesn't cost me anything to record this video. It cost me my time, but the way that I see it is the reward will be bigger for me than the time that I'm spending on making a video like this. So also, one big way that I've seen artists promote themselves is they become a social media personality. So they become somebody that is constantly talking about things online that don't have to do with just their music. Okay, I see artists, for example, I'll give you an example like Ex Tentacion, right? He's somebody that he provokes emotions in people. Okay, he promotes emotions in people because one day he might be on this side of the issue, then the next day he'll be on the other side of the issue, or a different point of view in a different way. And, then you'll see him paint his hair and get a tattoo right here, and you're like, what the heck is this guy doing? So basically, just by him exploiting his own personality, enhancing his own personality, making his personality bigger, expressing himself as much as he can, honestly, I've seen, more videos about him talking about random things than his music videos, right? But it doesn't matter. The point is that he gets name recognition. People are finding out about who he is. And not only that, but his followers, his fans, have become passionate followers, passionate fans, because they feel the emotions that he is portraying. So being a social media personality is a great way to promote yourself and your music. Okay, if you think that you can pull it off. All right, and on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat, and all the social media services like that, well, you know that you just have to put some work in, constantly promoting or commenting on your video. Obviously, you don't want to get to the level of spam, of it being spam, but so don't just send a message to everybody you know, right? Because eventually they're just going to block you. But if you know how to do it in a way which is appropriate, then and you can get away with it, that's great. Okay, get your friends and your fans to repost your material as much as you can, because the YouTube and Facebook algorithms are going to see that, and they're going to promote you even more automatically. So once you post your music on different social sites and people are clicking on your link from different websites, that's going to make, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, that's going to make their algorithm recognize that and bring you up even more without you paying a dime. All right, so that's one way for you to kind of manipulate the system there. Once you have all of that done, then you're ready for doing some live shows. Now, obviously, you don't have to do all of these in the same order that I'm telling you. Okay. For example, you could do live shows before putting your music online if you want. That's totally up to you. But in my opinion, I think it makes sense to put your music online first, or to make it available to people somehow. Whether you're still burning CDs, which, hey, some people do that still. You know, something else that you can do is put it on flash drives. That might be a little more expensive right now. You know, all different types of things that you can do to have your material in hand available to people, online or not. So when you go to your live shows, you can tell people about it. Okay, you can tell people about, hey, find my song online on this website or on that website. You know, you can sell your CDs. Okay, whatever it is, you can give out business cards to the links where they can find your music. Okay, so I think that's the best way to go to a live show prepared. And if you've never done a live show before, okay, if you're a brand new artist, or even if you've done live shows before, but if people aren't actively coming out to see you, you're going to have to probably do some free shows at first, at least. Okay. Look for open mics. Okay. If it's your first time, look for some open mics in your area. Look it up on Google. Put the name of your city, put open mics. You'll probably find something, all right, for you to go and perform. And you got to keep going to these different places as much as you can to promote yourself until people start recognizing you. Okay. Now, one of the people that really has mastered that formula to success is Tech9. Okay, Tech9 will let you know that one of his tactics is to keep going back to the same cities over and over again where there are not that many artists showing up. Okay, and this way he gets fans. He garners fans everywhere he goes, because they start recognizing him eventually, even if nobody knew who he was. But he's going to make sure you know who he is, because he's coming to your city over and over again. All right, and every time he goes to your city, Tech Nine, he's definitely gonna sell you merchandise and all of those type of things. Besides just selling you his music, but don't get ahead of yourself and try to be like Tech Nine right away. He's been doing it, for forever. So, you have to make your live shows interesting. Obviously, if you can. Some people have a different persona when they're on stage. Have different types of clothing when you perform. Have your performance clothing. If you can have some type of artwork up behind you while you're performing, that's another plus. Some artists, they bring their own pyrotechnics, okay, to shows to give them the explosions and things like that. That's usually, a little bit more advanced, but you can definitely get there. Okay. Uh, Now, one of the things that you have to do as far as your live show is concerned is you have to get as many people showing up to your live shows as possible. If you don't know anybody, I understand you can't get anybody to show up because you don't know anybody. But getting people to show up is how you will start making money eventually as a rapper or a singer, as an artist, no matter what the genre is. Okay, when you go to an event, whether it's an open mic or you're opening up for another artist that is more recognized than you, okay, once you get people to show up for you, that's what lets the event coordinators, the event promoters, and everybody else know that you have a following, that you have people that are supporting you. So that's called social proof. You have to create social proof in the environment. Okay, so one of the ways that you can promote yourself even more is if you have a way to stream your live event, stream it live. When you go up on stage, or record it and post it later. Okay, so you have to keep going to different places and create your name recognition. Your name recognition is going to be there once people keep seeing you show up over and over again, and don't act like you're doing it because you need to. You have to have the attitude of course I'm doing this, for fun. You're not doing it for money. You don't need the money, right? You're doing it for fun. So that's kind of like the attitude that you have to go into it with, because if you just focus on, I need the money, I need the money, I need the money, I have to generate money, then you're just gonna be stressed, and the music is not gonna flow how it should. Okay, so you have to charge when appropriate. When is it appropriate for you to charge? It's appropriate for you to charge when people are showing up to your events. Okay, the reason that they pay big artists the big amounts of money is because a lot of people are going to see them. That's simply what it is. Okay. Now, what's next is networking. You have to network. Okay, now, this is one of the things that a lot of people underplay. They don't give as much importance to, or they don't focus on it enough. But networking is really one of the key points that is going to make you successful. And some people could probably argue that networking could make you even more successful quicker than having great music. All right, I've seen it over and over again. People that know how to network, people that know how to socialize, they're able to get into the right groups with the right people, And if you're around the right people and you know how to socialize with them, then you're probably going to get in with the group eventually. So if you have that type of personality, then hey, that's major. That's a major blessing for you because you'll be able to get into groups that other people can't. Okay, and it's all about personality and knowing how to socialize. Okay, so having that talent, having that skill will be very useful when you go to places that are meetups, okay, that you can find on meetup.com, different websites like that. If you go to music business conferences, all right, basically in the major cities like Miami, New York, Atlanta, Houston, and LA. That's where I know that constantly music conferences are happening. Music conferences happen in a lot of other cities as well. However, I think that they don't happen as often. Okay, and typically for whatever reason, record labels just tend to stay in the areas where music is typically rising or has a historical, you know, like for example, like the places I just mentioned, they historically, and also I forgot to mention Tennessee. Okay, if you're a country singer in Tennessee, you know that's a major hotspot, and you know that you'll be able to network with a lot of important people there. But again, it goes back to knowing how to socialize with people, right? If you know how to socialize with people, then you can get into those crowds. If you don't, then you have to find somebody that will work for you. Okay, you have to. If you're not going to socialize, you need a manager, a representative that will socialize for you. Okay, that's basically how you get into the in crowds, having that skill. Now, sure, you can do it without socializing, right? But you're probably gonna end up spending more time, more money working on everything else as far as the promotion and all of those type of things. Okay. Now, one of the most important things that I don't see a lot of artists doing, including all of the artists that I work with and that I record, is that usually they don't budget their money. They don't set a certain amount of money to invest into their music every month. Okay. And that's a big mistake if you're looking at it from just a financial point of view, because what you have to realize is that you as an artist, as a rapper, as a singer, you are controlling your very own business. Okay, you are your own boss. You're not working for anybody. You're working for yourself, right? So that means that you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in your production, in your studio time, and don't expect everybody to work for free with you. Don't expect people to, oh yeah, I'll just share my percentage of earnings with you. Now, if you are able to find people that can work with you like that, then that's great. Good for you. But for most people, I think that it's not the case. All right. Uh, you have to pay for your services. All right. That's just what it is. And eventually, the people that are doing it for supposedly for free for you, if they're not seeing any earnings within a year or two, they're definitely not going to keep just working with you for free forever. Okay, you're gonna have to pay. All right, so a big part of this is that you have to generate money eventually, right? This isn't just something that you invest in, and not ever expect to earn any money, right? You have to make the money back that you have invested. So in order to do that, you have to follow the plan. You have to do everything that we have mentioned as far as the promotion and the distribution and having your the quality of your production right and having your artwork and all of those things. All of that has to be in order so that you actually have a system set up for you to make money. Now, here's one thing that I want to clarify or point out is that in the long run, you will definitely be able to make more money when you have your own exclusive music that is made for you, or in other words, when you have exclusive beats, exclusive instrumentals, or custom made beats. So if you make your own beats, there you go. You know, you don't have anything to worry about. All you have to worry about is getting it mixed or appropriately, professionally. Okay. When you have your music mixed, you want to have it mixed in high definition, and that's how I work. Okay, if you're interested in having me work with you mixing your music, let me know on THEMAESTROSMUSIC.com. When you have beats that are leased, then that's when you're going to run into a little bit of issue as far as generating money, because you can't just sell your money outright. I'm sorry, you can't just sell your your song outright. Okay, you have to find other ways. You can give the mixtape away for free, and then when you go perform in your shows, some people they might make copies of the CD and give it out that way, or ask people to donate money, ask people to be part of your crowdfunding campaign on GoFundMe or Bandcamp. You know, so when you have leased beats, you have to find other ways of generating money, whether it's merchandise or if you get paid for shows, if people show up. But once you make enough money, you're definitely gonna, you have to go the way of getting your own exclusive music so that you can go to that next level. You can graduate from that, from being a leased beats type of artist to being a real official artist with your music on all of the official distribution platforms like iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, etc. And have your music on Pandora and iHeartRadio. Okay. You have to find a manager that's going to help you manage all of those things. But usually a manager, unless he's your friend, right? Even when he's your friend, he's probably not going to show up until you're in that position of now you can generate money. Okay. So if you have some merchandise to sell, if you have some music to sell, if you have people following you, all right, that's when your manager is there to help you manage all of those things. All right, because one of the things that people have wrong about managers is that they think that the manager is just gonna do everything for them. Like it doesn't work like that unless you want to get basically violated, right? Financially speaking. If you're going to expect everybody else to do everything for you, guess what? They're going to take most of your money as well. All right. So that's why you have to keep your eyes open. And it doesn't matter if they're your friends. Okay. They're still going to take your money. Okay. That's just what it is. All right. That's just human nature. That's how it works. Okay. So, so the more you learn the business, the safer you're going to be from being ripped off. Know that you have to be familiar with certain terms such as royalties and publishing. Okay. You have to research how you earn royalties and how you earn publishing. So just to give you a quick rundown, royalties are the monies that you receive from your direct music sales. So if somebody buys your music wherever, iTunes, Walmart, Target, if they have the CD there or whatever, those are royalties. Okay. If your music is being played on the radio, internet radio, if it's in the background of another YouTube video, whatever it is, those are publishing percentages. All right. So the last thing you have to do after you have all of those things in order is you have to choose whether you're going to stay independent or you're going to look for a label to sign to. Okay, so it's totally up to you, because now with the internet, there are, in 2018 and beyond, there are so many different options that are going to help you promote, distribute everything. Okay. Even when it comes to live shows, for example, there are websites that will help you, that you can actually pay for, all right, to perform live. So, do you really need a label if you know how to manage your business? It depends. It depends, because if you look at people like Tech9, for example, Tech9 doesn't want to sign with a label. Okay, he probably gets offers all the time, but he makes so much money independently that he doesn't need to sign with the label anymore. Maybe he wanted to in the past, but he found his success as an independent artist. Okay, now what can a label do for you? They can still do things for you. Okay, for example, one of the most popular ways right now that is being recommended is, if you are, let's say, successful, or at least semi-successful as an independent artist, where, let's say, you have managed to recuperate all of your earnings and more, and now you're in the profit zone. Well, those are things that you can use to speak with a label, to say that you want a partnership with the label. So it's going to be, one of two ways. Whether either, usually you're going to sign to a label with a deal that's going to be kind of like a 360 deal, which means that they take care of everything for you, but then they get most of the percentage of the earnings. Or you can have a partnership where you're the one spending the money on the things where you have to spend it, but they spend some money too, okay, opening some additional doors for you. Which, the thing with big labels is that they still have, exclusive access to certain things, where, for example, they can get you on shows like The Breakfast Club or Sway, or whatever your particular show is that you want to get on for whatever genre of music that you're doing. Well, a record label can do that for you much easier if they believe in you. Okay, so you can be successful either way. You can be successful as an independent artist, or you can be successful as a label. There are tons signed to a label. You can see a lot of artists that have been signed to labels that have not been happy with how things worked out. Well, let me just give you a little tip. Once you're signed to a label, if they see that you're not as hot as you used to be, they're not going to invest as much money in you as they perhaps did when you were the hottest in the beginning, right? Because the way that they see it is simply as a loan, and they have to put a lot of work in All right. So they have to get their team working. They have a large team of people that are already put in place in strategic locations to get your music moving immediately, right away. Get you on the magazines and all of those type of things. Uh, but if you think about it, and really what you want is, for example, just to live a comfortable lifestyle, and being the most famous person in the world is not the most important thing to you, then being, if you can accept being semi-famous, right, instead of completely famous, then you can stay independent. All right. But and being with a label doesn't guarantee success either, because what you have to do when you're a label is you still have to work like you're an independent artist. You still have to put that work in. You still have to show that grind. All right, you have to move. You can't expect the label to do everything for you, even if they are. All right, you have to show the label continuously over and over again that you're making it happen. You have to show them the numbers that people are showing up for you, and that's how they keep moving for you when you're moving for yourself, right? So basically, those are that's an overview of all of the steps that you need to take. I'm offering a lot of help in these areas. If you need some more tips on the distribution, the publishing, the promotion, and also the production, okay, I'm here to help on themaestrosmusic.com, or you can send me a message, leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any other ideas. Did I miss anything? Do you have any additional tips? If you have any additional tips, leave a comment below. Let everybody know what you think. And post links to websites that you find useful for independent artists. That way, everyone can see what they can find useful for themselves. So, thank you for watching. I'm Deluz with TheMaestrosMusic.com, and this was an overview of how to be a rapper or a singer in 2018.
Do you make music? We offer professional recording, instrumentals, engineering, and mixing and mastering. We are experienced, creative, motivated, and equipped to handle all of your needs. We serve all genres of music worldwide and give you the supreme sound that you need. For our services, contact us today at themaistrosmusic.com.